Welcome back to the channel, everyone, and welcome to my new Saturday morning video. I've got the torch out because he was banging around, so he can go on the floor without disturbing me mid-video. Anyway, Saturday morning. Now, sometimes I bring you an AJ Chats every other weekend. I ain't done many of them lately because I've run out of things to chat about. My mind's gone blank. I need some creative muse. I need someone to give me some ideas on what to talk about. But instead today I'm going to look at part of the collection, and that being Marvel animation. So let's get into it. So welcome back, everyone. So Marvel animation. Now, I'm talking about a certain era of Marvel animation here, and that is the 1990s. The 1990s was a strong decade for TV animated Marvel projects. There was a wealth of them. Marvel had it in the bag. They knew how to do animation back then. They gave us stories with continuity. They were fun, they were vibrant, they were lively. X-Men, Spider-Man, Fantastic Four, all this stuff. And I've got a wealth of them on physical media, DVD. And I thought, it's time to take a look at them. Let's take a look. Because more recently, I have picked some up for the collection. Because I'm going through this phase of TV stuff and wanting TV stuff. And the animation was from an era. I mean, okay, I was probably a bit old for it, but I enjoyed it. It was that sort of era where I'd grown out of animation. Because what was I in 1990? At 1990, I would have been 14. So I was coming into an era where I'd grown up out. That is right, isn't it? 1976. Yeah, 1990. So I was coming to an era where I'd grown out of animation, you know. I had Transformers, I had He-Man, all that sort of a thing, and I loved all that. I never got into Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, animated wise. I think at that point I was at that age where I was like, this is for kids, I don't want nothing to do with that. I'm all about girls and things like that, you know what I'm saying? But in the 90s, the Marvel animation came along, and being a comic book reader, obviously I sort of gravitated towards them, and I liked that stuff, so I would watch them. And now I've gone back and I've got them, and I've got a lot or most of what I want, and I want to share that with you now and show you the collection. Obviously, DC, Marvel's rival, they had Batman the Animated Series come about and things like that, which was fantastic. And to this day, DC is still producing some fantastic animated stuff. Marvel, not so much. Not so much. They kind of trailed off, filtered off, and what they give you now isn't as good as what it was in that 90s era. Such a shame. And this doesn't include things like the Iron Man animated film that came out recently. I say recently, in the past 10, 15 years. Actually, probably mid-2000s, actually, before MCU started, thinking back. You know, and you had Doctor Strange, you had things like that, because they were pretty boring. They were rubbish. They weren't good animated films. The animation was okay. They were just dull. They were dull in the storytelling. They didn't embrace that comic book grandeur, and I don't know what they gave us, but it was just nonsense. But anyway, so let's get me downstairs so I can have a look at this stuff and show you the collection of animated Marvel stuff and talk you through it. Okay, so a great era for Marvel animation was the 90s. I loved it. So the first series I'm going to look at is Iron Man. Iron Man ran for 26 episodes. Yeah, short-lived, but a staple of that time. There's a little thingy mark there on the case. MODOK there, as you can see. Yeah, and this is a 3-disc set in a thick case. 26 episodes, like I said, all the episode titles are within. This is quite a cheap one to find, actually. Yeah. And then we move on to Fantastic Four. Now this is still sealed because I picked these up recently. This is Season 1, Volume 1. episodes 1 to 7, as you can see. And on the back you have the episode titles there, as you can see, and this was a good fun series as well. Then you have season 1 volume 2, Sue Storm on the front, episodes 8 to 13. Now this only lasted 26 episodes itself, but 2 seasons. The episode titles there. And lastly we do have season 2, which is complete on one in one case, with a nice slip as well. Episodes 14 to 26, with the team on the front. And on the back, all 13 original episodes. And you do get a booklet in this one. And this one has all the episode titles in this booklet. It's a shame these didn't last a tad longer, but there we go. And then we have another series now, which is The Incredible Hulk. Yeah, over 7 hours of action on 3 DVDs. Now this here started off as The Incredible Hulk. It's episodes 1 to 6 here. And again, this didn't last very long, but this was great. I really enjoyed this series. I thought it was good. A lot of fun with that. And then we had season 1, part 2, episodes 7 to 13. And again, these are not overly expensive. All there. General Thaddeus Ross, Doctor Doom, Fantastic Four in it as well. And then for season 2, it kind of expanded a bit and it became known as Incredible Hulk and She-Hulk. Complete season 2. Now, after this, it became Hulk and the Agents of Smash, which I haven't actually got. But yes. I don't think I ever watched Agents of Smash. There was loads of Hulks in that one, you know, all the different, it was like Hulk team. But yeah, a great, you know, from that era, it was a great cartoon series. And now probably the rarest of all of them that I've got. And that is The Silver Surfer. Complete series, only 13 episodes. This is very rare and sells for a considerable amount of money. I don't know what it's currently sat at, but I don't know. I think the cheapest I've seen it is like in the 50s. £50. It's in perfect nick, this one. Still in its silver box. And inside you do get 2 discs, like so, Galactus there on that one, and you get the booklet, stapled booklet, which very much, you know, I like the way this sort of almost feels like a comic book to give you the episodes. And there he is, Norrin Radd himself, Silver Surfer. Yeah, fantastic. Jumping a bit ahead in time now. I think towards the latter part maybe, and that is of the 90s, and that is Earth's Mightiest Heroes, the Avengers, the complete series. Yeah, I like the way this was sort of split into sort of volumes. It's almost like a bunch of episodes created almost a filmic type of story. The heroes assemble, because even volume 2 is Captain America Reborn. As you can see, Iron Man Unleashed, Thor's Last Stand, Holding Back the Storm, Secret Invasion, a name synonymous with the Avengers, it's coming soon, Battle for the Universe, and End of the Cosmos there. And the boxes are all thin ones, like so, 2 discs in each. Yeah, almost, like I said, almost filmic. this was a fun series as well, and the ongoing, you know, the continuity between them was great. Marvel had animation in the bag back then. They really did. That's a nice box set to have. And then let's get to the classics, shall we? Obviously, no collection is complete without the X-Men, the complete seasons 1 to 5 collection on 12 DVDs. Nice thick box for this one. All 76 episodes from the classic 90s series. You can even remember the theme tune. Episode titles all down there. And inside we have all the discs. Now, a recent addition to the collection was Spider-Man. Spider-Man the animated series. Now, the cost of Spider-Man the animated series, the DVDs, is very expensive. It's very expensive. But I opted for another route with it, which was far more cheaper, and that was the bootleg route. But these look fantastic. I mean, let me open one up. Well, I open one up, it gives you an idea of all of them. These are done in 1080p, so they're a fantastic picture. You know, you've got all the episode titles on the back, and inside it's like that. Yeah, season 1, the animated series. So I'll put that back in the bag, and I'll show you what I've got. Like I said, I won't open each one up because that gives you an idea of the sort of quality of these, which is just stupendous. Far cheaper getting them like this than actually getting the DVD. Then we have season 2 with Wolverine on the front. Then we have season 3, Goblin. Carnage there. Daredevil. Season 4 with the Black Cat. Season 5, Doctor Doom on the cover. There's the back, Captain America there. Red Skull, Silver Sable. Punisher pops up in these as well. And that's where this series ended. It did, but it continued on in Spider-Man Unlimited, which lasted for 1 season. We'll have a look at them all on the sides together in a bit. Yeah, this only lasted, what's that, 13 episodes. And then spun off again into another Spider-Man series, which I don't have. So that's basically everything that I've got. To have a look at these all side on, is like that. So you've got that consistency all the way through, even to Spider-Man Unlimited, just with a different colour tone, which is nice because it makes it stand. It's the same but slightly different. Still works together. Fantastic stuff. So there we go. So there we have it. There we have it. There's some fantastic series in there. A lot of nostalgia for me, a lot of memories, and you know, some better than others, but I love them. I just love that Marvel era of animation. I love those films. I love those cartoon series. They were great. They really were. I've got strong memories of watching them. X-Men, Spider-Man, Hulk, even. Very fond memories of it. I'm just watching the tortoise and what he's doing. I don't know what he's doing. I think he's trying to eat a comic book. I've got a comic book on the floor. And lo and behold, he's actually trying to eat a reprint of Amazing Spider-Man issue 129, first appearance of the Punisher. No. go that way. Anyway, so there we have it. There we have it done. Do you remember this series? Let me know down below in the comments. Let's talk about this animation. Let's get a little chat going. Have you collected some? Do you remember watching them back in the day, or have you revisited them later? Are you younger than me, so you weren't there at the time, but you found them after the fact? Yeah, let's have a lovely conversation, and that's it. And I shall see you all later. Take care all, and goodbye.